Guys, look, I got a tattoo today. And I also found this beautiful vintage locket. I don't have a tripod and I'm recording on my phone today because this video needs to get out today. Look at my beautiful cherubs. I got them today when I went thrifting and I love them so much. They watch over me when I sleep. Hi, my name is Amber and I write poetry and I read poetry and I read a lot of books and I talk about books and I share my poetry and I share journal entries all over this channel. And today I'm going to be showing you my September TBR. Today I'm talking about my September TBR and it's pretty much just mostly dark academia themed, because that's what I think about when I think September, the month of September. Now, I have my entire fall planned out. I have my September, October, and November TBRs, but it's actually quite large. It's very ambitious. I mean, this is ambitious for September, but I read pretty quick. So the first book that I have is Letters to a Young Poet, and it's honestly relatively short. I'll read this in an afternoon. But what I like about this is I am finally getting back into writing poetry, and so I wanted something that kind of inspired me and felt like a guide almost, because I feel very alone out here sometimes. So I needed something that was going to kind of motivate me a little bit. I've always wanted to read this, so I was really excited when I saw it at the bookstore, and so I grabbed it. A favorite of many of us. I read this 2 years ago and it changed my freaking life. So I'm very excited to read The Secret History again. I love books with ambitious characters. I love books where people are so far removed from reality that their morality is measured by something different. And I feel like you see that in a book like this. I recommend this book to everyone. I think this is actually one of my favorite books ever. Donna Tartt is such a beautiful writer. I love how she writes. I love her style. I love everything about this book. I really would love to get a hardcover, but I am really excited to reread this, especially because I'm not going back to school this fall. I'm actually going to go back next fall, and I'm going back for art, which I'm very excited about. But this fall I just get to read about people going to school and studying language, which is really exciting. So again, this is really a dark academia themed TBR. And so I have the St. Ambrose School for Girls by Jessica Ward. The review on it, first of all, I love this cover because just the pink caught my eye. But it was, the review on the front says, completely original, quietly chilling, Mean Girls meets We Were Liars. But this book is so good. I didn't even finish reading the blurb. I started it and immediately I was like, absolutely. When Sarah Taylor arrives at the exclusive St. Ambrose school, she's carrying more baggage than just what fits in her suitcase. She knows she's not like the other girls. If her shabby, all-black, non-designer clothes don't give that away, the bottle of lithium hidden in her desk drawer surely does. That's all I had to read, and I picked this up. And also for something to be like, We Were Liars plus Mean Girls, I'm like, yeah. So I'm excited. But I'm very, very excited to read this. This is going to be a really great fall read, and it's not too bad, length. It's not even 400 pages. So this I could finish pretty quick. This one I got last year, and I never read it. It's Babel by R.F. Kuang, and I have really wanted to read this, and again, it's that same dark academia. We're talking secret societies, government stuff, magic, so good. So I'm really, really excited. This literally has cobwebs on it, which is so spooky. I love it. And it's hardcover. And again, I rarely buy hardcover books. I bought this in New York, actually. I bought it in New York pretty close to before I left. But these are all the books that are on my September TBR, but I have some more recommendations if you like. Ooh, cobweb on me. But I have more recommendations if you like this style of book. I would suggest If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio is so fantastic and so amazing. It's kind of like The Secret History, but for like theater kids, for actors, and I absolutely loved it. Another great one is Ninth House, The Ninth House. That is also one of my favorite books, one of my favorite novels ever. It was so well done, and that one's really good. It's got magic. It's a good fantasy novel. It's set at Yale, which is really great. I don't have many like cozy books for this September. I think I like to hit the ground running in spooky season with kind of some darker themes. Another dark book that I would suggest if you can handle those themes is My Dark Vanessa. It's set at a boarding school. Again, it's not really about academic prestige. It's more about grooming, and it's really dark and heavy, but I think it's such a good book to read if you can handle those themes. It was beautifully written, and also like it really shows us something deep that I think a lot of us don't realize, especially if you've never had any experience with it. So I think it's a really interesting read if you're, not well versed, or I don't know, if you don't have any experience. If you do have experience, and you can handle those themes, you'll read it and you'll see yourself on those pages, and it'll be very, very difficult. Another book that I would suggest reading for the month of September would probably be The Rules of Magic by Alice Hoffman. And I know you might think like, oh, that's part of the Practical Magic series, I should read that in October. And I don't know how to explain it. I think it's because a lot of it was actually set in like the summer, and it's kind of all over the place in terms of timeline. But for some reason, there's something cozy about it in September, and it's kind of priming you to read more witchy books in October, if that makes sense. But it's also just a beautiful book to read all year round, but for some reason it feels good in September, and I don't know why. Well, you guys, thank you for joining me for this super impromptu last minute video. I have some more fun things ready to show you guys, like some really intense journal entries I've been keeping track of. I just have to go film some things for it. But I'd love to know what your favorite books for September are, what your TBR looks like, or if you're maybe more of an intuitive reader and you just read what calls to you. This is the first time that I'm having like a strict set of like lists that I'm reading. I'm kind of just trying it out to see if it works. And it also helps me get through a lot of the books that I just bought, because I have purchased many, many books recently. So anyways, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. I love you so very dearly much. Okay, bye.